Good morning, Facebook and other friends of ours who follow us on Instagram and YouTube. It's Andrea Gironis from Gironis Lawyers in Ottawa. I apologize, I haven't had any videos lately. As some of you know, we had a trial earlier this summer up in Sault Ste. Marie, and then I spent the rest of the summer catching up from that. In any event, one of the things that the trial made me think about and that I want to share with you is that there are two main kinds of brain injury patterns that you see in birth injury cases that lead to cerebral palsy. And so I don't want anybody telling you that there's only one kind. There's at least two main patterns and they overlap a lot. And then if there's additional trauma, which could be caused by forceps or a traumatic delivery, there can be even extra pieces to the puzzle. So the two main kinds of patterns that we see in birth injuries that are caused by negligence would be, the first one is called prolonged partial asphyxia. So just like it says, it's a slow, mildish lack of oxygen, but for a prolonged period of time. Typically, this would be if a mother is laboring for a long time, slow progress, and maybe there's oxytocin involved to help get the labor going. So it can be a bit of a rough labor for the baby, and they're suffering a little bit of lack of oxygen over a lengthy period of time. When this happens, the brain parts that are injured involve the cerebral cortex. So the hemispheres that you see in pictures of brains, that's the part that is damaged. And the cortex has a lot to do with cognitive abilities, as well as some motor function. So the cerebral palsy usually has a motor component and a cognitive component. The second pattern involves a total or near total, acute, sudden, profound asphyxia. So this is like the oxygen is shut down for the fetus. And as you can imagine, this is quite a serious situation and it cannot last very long. The fetus, however, does have reserves of oxygen and can go almost 15, 20, 30 minutes sometimes. However, with this kind of asphyxial event, it's really incumbent upon the doctors to act quickly to restore oxygen. And the parts of the brain that get injured here are what we call the deep gray matter of the brain, deep in the brain, the basal ganglia and the thalamus. And these are the structures that control motor function. The cortex is relatively spared, so there's usually reasonable cognition, but quite severe physical cerebral palsy, spastic quadriplegia, dyskinesia, and it's a permanent injury. So the message I want to get to parents out there is that to begin looking at a birth injury case, you need the MRI images. These images are the key to diagnosing a birth injury, key to understanding the cerebral palsy that your child is afflicted by, and their prognosis. So the MRI images can tell us which pattern of brain injury we're dealing with, sudden profound or prolonged partial asphyxia. We then look to mom's medical records to see what we see, and that's how we begin to put together a case. So if you have questions, give us a call. As you all know, there's no fee for an initial consultation, and there are no fees generally as we begin our investigation. So we'll even get the records for you without charge. Visit our website, especially www.gironaslaw.com, and feel free to email or call if you have any questions. Thank you. Have a great day.